Hey, this is Doc Eric. Welcome to my YouTube neighborhood, the channel where we give you one mindset tip and one body set tip to take with you not only throughout today's video, but also later in life as well. Today I want to talk about hacks surrounding cutting calories and the best and most efficient, but also the most sustainable way to do it for you for now and also for long term. So let's jump in. For many people, the thought of measuring and portioning out and weighing your food can be a very daunting task, and sometimes it can actually be quite impossible. You get inspired, you see a friend do it, you think, hey, I can do that too. You go to the grocery store, you buy all the prep food, and you're great. You do it for a week, maybe you do it for 2 weeks, but then all of a sudden something happens in life, or there's some thing that happens, you had some meal that wasn't planned for, and all of a sudden your whole plan is ruined, and you feel like you have to give up and throw the towel and go live under a rock. Right? How many of us can relate to having had that happen to at least once, maybe twice in our lives, right? I know I have. So if you're somebody who's trying to lose weight or lean out, there are easier, more sustainable, and less mentally taxing ways to approach this. There are basic ways to cut calories on a daily basis without having to do any mental gymnastics. So let's go ahead and talk about what's next. So the first tip is to fill at least half your plate with vegetables. Vegetables are great because they are full of fiber, they are full typically of slow digesting carbohydrates, they also contain water, so you're going to stay a little bit hydrated as well, and they're going to keep you fuller longer. Number two, when you use a plate, make sure that you're using a slightly smaller plate than the one that you normally are currently using right now. Our brains are designed to clear whatever is in front of us. So if it's a large plate, your brain's going to say, we have to finish that. Even though you may be eating beyond the point of satiety, your brain is telling you, hey, we need to finish this plate. So if you choose a smaller plate or a smaller bowl and you clear that bowl, your brain's going to say, hey, job done. Just always remember to eat nice and slow, chew, take meaningful bites, and also to be present with the food that you're eating. Don't just kind of grab and go. Step three is you want to choose foods that have a higher fiber content. One of the things that I like to tell people if they're looking for a sweet treat is you can do something that I like to call a chia seed pudding. Now there's many different recipes that you can choose. The easiest one that I have found that works for me is to take a chia seed, take 2 tablespoons, put it into a mason jar. I'll add about 3/4 to a cup of unsweetened almond milk. I'll let that sit in the fridge, and what's going to happen is the chia seed is going to absorb that water, and it's going to give you a nice little sweet treat, and the calories are very, very on point. Another thing that you can do too is you can change up the type of carbohydrates that you're having for dinner. So if you are typically a pasta or a white rice person, we know that the fiber content in those foods are very, very low. So for some people, what they'll do is instead they'll swap out something like a spaghetti squash, which is very easy to prepare, many different recipes you can find online, or they'll start to choose beans and legumes. They contain a ton of fiber, and then you get more bulk food for the same carbohydrate content punch. If you're somebody who has digestive issues digesting beans or legumes, just make sure that you are soaking them in water first. What that does is that helps to kind of aid with digestion by pre-preparing the body as opposed to just kind of having them as you typically prepare them, or if you get them out of a can. Also remember to chew nice and slowly and meaningful as well with this food. The final tip that I want to give you today is make sure that you are increasing your protein intake. Typically, you see a couple of different results. Your mileage may vary, but some people will tell you to eat 1 gram per pound of body weight. Some people will tell you to eat 1 gram per pound of body weight of the lean mass. So if you're somebody who's 200 pounds and is looking to weigh 180 pounds, what you want to do is you want to make sure that you're eating roughly 180 grams of protein per day, not in a single serving, but per day. The analogy that I like to give people is if I gave you a 6-ounce piece of chicken or if I gave you a donut, calorically they're both about 200 calories. One is going to keep you fuller longer, and the other one is going to leave you trying to reach back into that jar or that box to grab a second donut. Right? So always make sure that you're increasing your protein intake, but also remember to spread out your protein throughout the day. Don't just eat one big protein meal and then skip everything else. Drinking protein is okay, but always try to chew your protein when you can, because it's going to help, number one, with satiety. Mentally your body says, hey, I'm chewing something as opposed to just I'm drinking something. It's very easy to consume 1 scoop of protein powder in water. That takes less than a minute. But if I gave you a 4-ounce piece of chicken or a 4-ounce piece of beef, you have to sit there and you have to chew it, and it's going to take a lot longer, and it's going to aid with digestion. So just remember, always be present with the food that you're taking in. All right, so there we have it. We gave you 4 tips on how to successfully hack your nutrition. Don't forget to comment down below. Let me know things that you have tried that have personally worked for you. I love reading those comments because they help not only me, but they help other viewers as well. Also, don't forget to rate, review, and subscribe. We'd love to get new visitors to our channel. It helps me generate new content for you guys because you let me know what you want, so I shoot more videos like this. And until next time, stay healthy.